Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art session series. And today we're going to be doing a couple of sketches. I'm going to be using the previous references or set of references I used in the last video. I don't have much for this like pure rough file, but yeah, I think I'm kind of interested in studying the hair a bit. I don't know. This kind of is like this piece is kind of pulling me in a way. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to fix the audio for these upcoming videos just because I'm changing my my recording software. Before I used to use Bandicam, but I recently downloaded Pod Player, and apparently you can record pretty well with it. But the thing is, the audio, I'm still trying to figure out or tweak it so I won't have those like drops or like they're like static, glitchy sort of things that happen or that keep happening. They're not, it does happen often, but the point is I'm trying to fix it, but it may take a couple of tries, a couple of videos before I fully or mostly like figure it out. So if you hear some audio glitches, just ignore it. Anyway, I'm gonna try something, I don't know, like this. Yeah, we're gonna go for some purples. Just because, and I could go for like a line drawing, right? And draw things kind of like that, but right now I'm feeling like not doing that. So we're drawing the face or where the face ought to be, like just the general direction. Just like a triangle over here. See that for the hair? Even though it's not perfect, it's kind of rough, it doesn't matter. Just try to block it in. I think this one does, this specific character has like elf ears, so we'll try and add those in. I kind of want to do both. I'm very interested in both line art and like painting. Painting is more about like values and shapes. Pencil can be about values too, or line work can be about values, but it's kind of different. Like you can focus, like you can create something without values, where you just focus on like we're using contour lines to describe form. You don't necessarily need to shade anything with line work, so it's kind of different. So I want to do a little bit of both, and that's kind of the thing with art. Like, I want to do everything. Right? The reason why I picked this sort of it's a color value in between the white and this purple thing. Just so I can see like the skin, right? I could have made it white as well, but it's kind of hard. Big shapes. Let's not focus on like too many details. I know there's like a highlight here, right, for the face, because it's being hit by light. I want to zoom in a little bit, like how. Okay, I think I see it. Like, how do they describe the form of this face? And I think I need to do a bunch of these videos or these sessions just because I need to find out what works for me the best, because I can work with any medium if I force myself to, but there are some, like there has to be something that just works the best, because not all of it, like you can't be equal totally. Like there's gonna be some. Wait, let me just by the way, there's a timer that I'm using for, because whenever I make hot coffee and when I do add it to my tumbler, like it takes too long for it to like cool down to a level where I can actually drink it. So when I do want, like, because oftentimes when I do want to actually drink the hot coffee, like it's too freaking hot, like it's doing its job too well, you know, protecting the or insulating the heat. So I do leave it open for like 5 minutes, my tumbler, and then I close it. Then I close the lid. Anyway, now for a coffee lover, I'm sure you know what I mean. How can we break this shape, right, and not overdo it? For example, you can see like a large thing here. Wait, I want to try the new feature of PureRef. I do know they changed like the set or the shortcut for draw. They do that. Okay, this sucks. Draw, okay, Control Shift D. And yeah, they have like lines and squares now, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, we'll be focusing more on maybe the highlighter. Or oops. Let's use a thicker pen. Why is it so... Yeah. Ew, why is it so... Apply? Oh, I have to hit apply. Anyway. Can you zoom in? Oh my god. Like, do you see this whole shape over here? Right? That's one big shadow. Let's not waste or get lost in like all of these baby shadows. Let's try to find the big like shapes. There you go. Wait, I want to see if also they have like if they have the layer management system. Because let's check hierarchy. Oh, I'm not sure if they have a find feature. Maybe I have to find that out. Can I find the Control F? It's just full screen, so it does nothing. Yeah, it would be useful for PureRef to have like a find feature, because oftentimes like you can have like so many photos or references or reference images that you can get lost. So sometimes you want to find something very quickly. So instead of like looking for that specific photo amongst piles of photos, you can just type the name of that photo, you know? Okay, we're wasting too much time. Let me just... There you go. So hopefully there haven't been many like glitches that's ruining the audio, but if there is, my bad. One layer. Right, do you see that? Oh. I'm noticing the shadows, even they have a little bit of a gradient as well. Like, it's not one solid thing. Oh, she has like a belt or choker thingy. And I'm kind of liking this brush. My only gripe with certain brushes, regardless of who makes it, is when it becomes small, like way too small, sometimes it just disappears. I don't like that. Like, I know it's not... you can't always have like a consistent brush, like whether it's that small or that big, especially when you have like a bunch of textures or effects. I guess like mentally something happens in my brain. Like, I feel like it needs to be perfect regardless of its size, you know? So, I don't know. It's kind of a pet peeve. A pet peeve of mine. So I'm kind of approaching it old school, where I start with lighter values and then work my way towards darker values. Pretty cool. I do like the jacket. It looks so freaking cool. I want this light thing. Sorry, the thing is, when you do this sort of thing, it's more like observational, which is sometimes like I think my issue is that I'm trying to combine so many goals at the same time, or so many like pursuits. Like, I want to study like analytically, like the forms, you know, break down like the anatomy and stuff like that, but that's very different from say studying like the values or the shapes, or on the other end, or hand, or whatever. I also want to be able to express myself via my brush strokes, you know, because it's just fun. So, because I think there's an artistry to it, even if you have reference with you, like the way you're demonstrating it or illustrating it is sort of a way for you to... It's just how you express yourself, you know. So I feel like when I'm just doing too much at the same time. Like, I need to learn to compartmentalize and be specific with what I want to do. It's kind of hard to see like let's just suggest those. What am I doing? Yeah, I feel like the jacket is too light. Let's make it darker. Yes, not too bad. And then use this color, the dark side of this like jacket, and not too bad. You know what? Do we even need to like do the horns? I don't think so. And then once we have this like dark shape here, right? What we can do is take this light value and add in like those streaks of hair, you know, like that. Am I doing it right? So you're sort of adding in the light sort of parts. Yeah, I want to do hair and get good at it. Yeah, I'm noticing like, how do you do soft gradients for this guy? Uzuma. I'm trying to make some. Yeah, I don't want to again get lost in the details. Okay, the eyes. I think I'm procrastinating on the freaking eyes. They're kind of the hard part to me, for me anyway. Yeah, like planning them, where to put the top part of the brow, you know. Ugh, it's already ugly. Yeah, I have to keep doing a lot of retries when it comes to like the eye. I feel like there's something wrong. It's kind of close, but yeah, I want to make the slash a bit like that. Usually I still have to like go back and actually edit it, meaning I have to use some kind of transform tool to be able to adjust. Yeah, I feel like this eye ought to be a little closer. Am I wrong? Control T. It doesn't have to be exactly like the reference, but you know. Yeah, mine looks a little more realistic, so I'm not sure if that was the intention. I did want to go for like a more anime. The nose is mostly like suggested, right? So for the mouth, we'll add this guy. I want this dark blue or purple, rather. And I want to use it like a thin line to show off that edge, you know, to define an edge. So it's kind of like line work, but it's not really line work because it's more like it's done after, right? And it's a line that's sort of painted in instead of drawn in. Oh, we do see a little bit of the ear, so let me just add like a line. I don't know. I think I made the ear a little too big. Hit E for my erase. Yeah, the ear is still a bit too big, but you know, maybe it's not too bad. If that's gonna be the case, I need to make the other ear stand out too. But it's kind of in shadow, right? So how would I do that? Need the brush bigger. Let's not add too many strokes. Keep it simple. I want this dark value to be under. Close enough. Huh? Not too bad. Not too bad. Wait, what's my time? So my time is real-time version is 19 minutes, going on 20. I think I did a little better than the last episode, huh? But then again, see, that's the thing. I have a reference on this side, and it's only one photo, so I had more time to focus on. Yeah. You know, I think my hope is one day I can like make something like this without having. Oh fuck me, I zoomed out too much. Without. I want to make this from imagination one day, but right now, I guess I have to go back and forth because doing things from like you can get stuck in this sort of practice mode where like because you get good at what you do. So if I keep doing this thing where I keep using reference, I'm gonna continue to improve, but it's attached to using reference. So if I want to learn how to draw and create stuff from imagination, I'm gonna have to do things without reference from time to time as well. So it's just one of those things that you have to, you know, be more aware of. I mean, I know some people want to do what I do now, meaning because there are artists who's obviously for just starting out, or maybe you're so good at imaginative work, but when it comes to using reference, copying things one is the one, you're kind of dumb, or so not dumb, but inexperienced. I'm sure you're kind of jelly, but again, it's just like it's more about what you've spent most of your time doing. For me, I'm just so used to. I've done this for so long, since my university days, where like it was part of my curriculum as well. Like I had to draw buildings, stuff like that. Not necessarily people, but yeah. And obviously the self-study kind of stuff as well, outside of school. But the point is, it's wait, I had a point. It's just, you know, takes time. Like you're just not used to it, and that's okay. And the trick is to just get used to it. I feel like it's so vague, or what I'm saying is vague, but for me, I just wanna, like write comics, cause I want to tell stories, even if they're like short stories or like one panel kinds of things. Just saying it out loud seems kind of simple, like one panel, but for me, it's kind of hard to do that. Now, maybe you're one of those people who find that sort of thing easy just because you've done it for that long. So understand that for me, that's kind of what my goal is. I'm not trashing this side of me where I'm just using for reference and stuff like that, because I do like this side of me, but I want to learn and grow and have other skills aside from this. So it's not like an either or thing. I just want to be good at a lot of things. So anyway, yeah, I feel like the eyes are kind of small, but I have to remember it's not like a full eye because it's kind of cut. There you go, it's close enough. I feel like this eye is going too far. Let's make the eye smaller, but the line smaller. Right? Yeah, that's way better. Now the mouth is kind of weird. Let's put the tongue out just a little bit. Bite me. And I want to make doujin, because aside from the horny stuff I see on like hentai and stuff like that, or hitomi, I think there's a lot of good art in like those spaces, and it's just so fascinating to me. You know, like the anatomy, the rendering, it's just pretty. And that's kind of the sad thing when you're into that kind of art. There are people who just see that as, oh, you're just a degenerate. I mean, yes, that's one side of me, but like, don't you see like the art, the artistry that goes into those kinds of works, you know? And I feel like people are missing out when all you see is like the horny stuff, you know? So kind of a waste. You know what? It's been real-time version, 25 minutes. So I think I'll stop here. I think I mentioned that I want to keep this like under 30 minutes just because the rendering time, because I do edit this a little bit in CapCut, so I don't want to take too long because the rendering time takes a lot. I have to edit it and then render it as well, which takes a while, so I'm not gonna. I move a little bit. I don't know, I feel like the eye could be just a tad bit closer. Am I wrong? Maybe not even the eyebrow. I think it's just the eye. Let's try this. Control T again. You're damn right. It looks better. And I feel like it's a little too high. What if I made it just a tad bit lower? Am I doing too much? It's perfect. Let me just fill in this like white line. Let's hit this value. Oh shit, fuck me. Not too bad. It's not perfect, but hit this value and just add this. You know what? I'm gonna stop here, because I think we've done enough. No, I'm gonna hit erase and just remove these. I don't think these are necessary. Not a bad sketch. Not a bad, guys. Come on, it's not a. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Not. But again, when you use reference, it doesn't have to be like, learn how to be satisfied with not it, like the thing you're drawing or the thing you've drawn or painted. If it's not 100% like the thing you're referencing, that's good. It doesn't have to be like a 1:1 complete copy. You're not a machine. I mean, if you want to practice your observational skills, sure. But I think if you're that kind of person who kind of gets bothered when it's not like, you want to be like, you want to insert a lot more freedom into your work and not be attached to your references, but at the same time you feel bad in a way because the thing you've drawn or painted is not exactly like the thing you've referenced. You just need to learn how to get to this point where you draw something and then it's kind of like 80%, 50%, like it's not all the way there. So oh yeah, another tip, maybe just use one color, because I think when you try to copy the colors as well, like it sort of tricks your mind into thinking that you have to copy everything one is to one. So by changing the colors, in my case, I just use like some purples or some violets. I think that helped me sort of detach a bit from the photo or reference, and it helped me focus more on say the values, which does or did help me see like the shapes, which is way more valuable for me to see, especially like right now anyway. So that's for this quick sketch. Hopefully enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.